Okay, so now I'm going to go to the second question. What are the focus areas for coaching topics? And I know that each of you has perhaps 5 to 10, but I just want you to pick 2 or 3 that you're most excited about to share with this audience. Kathy, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, based on the nature of my work and also the work I do mostly on the daily basis is really about how to find a great job and how to negotiate your compensation and also how to successfully land first 90 days. That's what I have been coaching mostly, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's because you're a CEO of a very exciting recruiting company, right? You deal with American companies, European companies, Asian companies, Chinese companies. So that gives you great perspective. How about you, Fred?
Well, yeah, there are many areas I can coach, but if you think two of them is, since my background is as a doctor, once a doctor, always doctor, and then I've been utilizing my medical training on my job a lot, and ever since I became executive, that medical training was really substantiated into the job, and that really helpful. So what I can do is just really assessing each of the inquirers and for your career plan, and help you to build effective and efficient career plan to tailor yourself, your personality, and then your skills and your training, and then to approach for a successful journey for your career. Second one is that there are many bumpy hurdles and throughout your career and during your career path, and you can come to me and present those, and I can help you to generalize your own personal career personalities, and then to build your characteristics, and then to focus on successful career fulfillments. So this is kind of a like too generic, but we can talk about the differences. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred, so like your background, being a PhD and an MD, and being one of those experts, down in the lab somewhere for a big pharma company, and having to learn the skills, having to observe and understand what skills you had to acquire and how you had to network to get to be the chief medical officer in a big pharmaceutical company is a very impressive journey. And if people are in pharma, they could just harvest all kinds of great insights from you. If they're not from pharma, just to understand your process would help a lot of people, especially those who are foreign born, how to really overcome the barriers.
Yeah, that's another big,
right. Bamboo ceilings, glass ceilings, all kinds of ceilings, you had to smash them. So I just wanted to point that out to the audience.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah.
Absolutely. George, last but certainly not least, George.
Save the best for last, I always say. So, yeah, certainly giving my experience spanning multiple sectors, multiple level, and I certainly could coach folks on being an engineer, how to get up to the technical ladder. And then I also had the experience going from the technical side to the business side, which is not the easiest thing at the director level, giving a $400 million business to manage by someone who trusts me implicitly, right? So, and then my travel into the entrepreneur world also gave me a lot of learning on how to react to situation, and then how to slow down when I enter the nonprofit world, and really slow down when we enter the federal government for 12 years. But all through that, I've been doing a lot of Asian American advocacy. In fact, one of the quick learning I have in my last job at the White House Initiative is really help to understand what faces Asian American in total as they progress through their career, how to maximize their career, how to maximize their businesses. There are a lot of hidden challenges most people don't talk about. And I'm not afraid to talk about them. And I try to be honest with people when they come to me with a problem. And most likely I guess have seen some form of it. And I try to be honest with them, both in terms of their self-assessment and also practical approach, how to maximize their opportunities. So I think that's something that's unique. And through all the training that I give, I always give a slice to the Chinese and Asian American, and also I call immigrant, the diaspora community. They face the similar challenges in terms of cultural differences. And I know enough about minimally the Asian and Chinese cultures to help at least this group audience, who are mostly Chinese American, to understand their challenges and some reality of life that we have to deal with. So that's something that is somewhat unique for me, and I feel very confident that I could sense the situation and offer practical approach to it.
Now, George is one of these people. He has reached high levels in very different industries and different roles. And he's humble. So he was making jokes, you know, that he didn't write good code or he wasn't a good manager. That's all just being humble. George has always impressed me with how high he's gotten and how well networked he is. In fact, one of our many nicknames for George is Bacon, because like Kevin Bacon, he seems to be 6 degrees away from everybody you ever want to meet. He is very well connected. He's a networking expert. So that's one of his many nicknames. His other is 007 because he worked as a special
Secret agent.
Agent.
I'm the no, there's no secret now. I'm the new next James Bond.
That's right. That's right. Oh. You know, another thing I wanted to say is besides these awesome coaches that we have in our portfolio, we call it the gallery of coaches on MyT.Coach. We also have excellent member resources, which are keyword searchable and also tagged by topics. So members are able to access that, and there's more coming every week. There's more articles, there's videos in the pipeline, you know, there's events, some are members only. So these are some additional benefits members get besides, you know, being able to go in and pick and choose and schedule coaching sessions with the people who match their needs in their board of directors. Now let's take the next question here.